Good morning, guys. Well, I'm back from my gathering. So, this is a little channel update to bring us back up to speed. As you know, my gathering was this, and I'm still a little bit hoarse. The gathering was the 23rd through the 26th. Now, some people showed up early, and the first guy there goes to William Bill Droom. He came down from Tennessee, and he showed up on Saturday. And so people came in. There was Chris Hall, Jonathan Frisbee, and quite a few other friends that came in and set up a little bit early. Steve Kingsbury, of course, Pam and Vern and Mr. Walker came up, and we had a great time. Just enjoyed the company. It worked well. The weather was actually pretty good. Um, I got lucky. As you know, I have to kind of guess of it, basing it upon the history of my local weather and a little bit of gut instinct. This time we did it really, really well. It was nice warm days. Nights were cool enough you could appreciate a fire, but it wasn't a terrible bitter cold. And only on Saturday did we have about an hour, hour and a half of rain, and then that was it. And then we broke up Sunday and came home. Now, after we left Sunday, there was a ton of rain moved in, but we got lucky. We got into the right time period. So this year, I did it pretty well. And I gave away a bunch of stuff. I went through my gear, and why have I got five different kinds of jackets? I had my field jacket like you're seeing, but I also had the Gore-Tex jackets that I hardly ever wear. And so I put them out on the blanket. I did trade blanket, and then whatever was left I gave away. And a lot of people seem very happy with that, and I'll try to do that again next year if I can. So next year, put a little pinpoint. If there's stuff like that, gear that's good gear, but you just don't use it anymore and you want to donate it to the cause, bring it to the event and we'll put it out on a blanket and swap, give, whatever we got to do to see if we can hand it out to people in need that need some better gear. Now, uh, Mr. Chris Hall gave me, for those of you who've been following the channel a long time, I hope you can see this. This is the decals for my Shaman's Forge Bushcraft. And I got asked a lot about, what does that mean? I knew it. Okay. Back when I got into YouTube um, in 2008, the only way you set up was you had to use your email address. So I had an email called Black Oracle, and so that's what I set it up. However, Black Oracle 69 actually, that someone had set me up a email when I was a manager and they were my secretary, and that we had to have an email. And I didn't know anything about this, so she set it up. It's sort of a little joke. Um, and so I started doing my videos, answering questions, stuff like that. And a lot of people wouldn't comment because they thought that Black Oracle 69 was somehow improper, not understanding that where it came from was the Oracle of Delphi. Well, this individual that I'm talking about that set it up, they would ask me a question and I would give them the honest answer, but it was rarely anything they really wanted to hear because I'd tell them the truth. So, Black Oracle, they'll tell you the truth, but it's news you don't want to hear. And so that's where they came up with the thing for it. Well, I decided to get kind of more serious about my channel, and so I put something from family, legend, and history and stuff in there, and put forward Shaman's Forge Bushcraft. Tried a name like that. And it was successful with that for a couple of years, but people just kept saying Blackie Thomas was my name. And so I decided to just change the channel name to me because everybody kind of knew my name then, and they weren't referencing Shaman's Forge, they were talking about Blackie. So I just went to Blackie. So that's what it is. But you long-time followers of my channel know that it used to be called Shaman's Forge Bushcraft. Okay? And so Chris has been a long time follower and he likes it, so he made this up. He's gonna make up a T-shirt or two, so I'll probably end up with a T-shirt down the line. So that's where I was at. Now back to we had about somewhere between 30 and 40 people came out. There were some people came out and just stayed a couple hours and left. There were some people that came out and stayed a couple of days. There were a few that stayed several days. So it's just, it's a fun, interactive campsite. There were two major campfires that people grouped around. I had plenty of firewood brought in. I had a cord of seasoned hickory and seasoned pecan brought in to guarantee we were going to have plenty of good firewood just in case the weather turned nasty. It didn't. We were good. Let's see. Anything else along the camp itself? No, I think that's about it. But we'll be doing it again next year. Now for updates. J.J. Morris, Mike Simmons came down and they are part of the Fuel the Fire group. And I'm sort of an adjunct instructor with Fuel the Fire. And so they asked me to go to Georgia Bushcraft this spring, which will be April, I want to say 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and put on a class. So I have agreed to go up there. I don't know if I will be putting on a class. It's whether or not they need to fill slots or not. But I have agreed to go to Georgia Bushcraft. I know several of you asked me, like, you gonna go? And I said, no, I really wasn't planning on going. But JJ talked me into it. And so I'll be going to Georgia Bushcraft this spring and be there. If I'm not putting on a class, I'm gonna be there. So if you wanted to come by and say hey, I'll be there. Now tomorrow on Thursday, I'll be posting some footage that me and Bear we're kind of halfway thinking of doing an old ways while we're at camp, and we sort of did some footage. It's not our usual old ways. It's because you just couldn't get in the rhythm, so to speak. There were so many people around us interacting and walking around while we were trying to do it. We've never tried to film an old ways with 25 people walking up and talking or whatever. And so that, kind of, but so I will post that footage on Thursday. I will be doing my live Thursday night. There will be a Silver Wolf on Friday. There will be a percussion revolver video coming out on Saturday. The percussion revolver class that is the online thing, I will have a video posting on that on on Monday. And, boy, guys, wow. Put your brain back in gear, Blackie. On Saturday the 1st. And that one is going to be about the pocket revolvers. We're going to talk about working up a load and etc. and about the role of the pocket revolver. I'm going to use my Pocket Navy. That's the 36 caliber 49 type. And we'll be talking on that. I got it halfway shot. I got to go out today and finish up. In fact, when I finish this video, I'm going to hook up a Bear, and we're going to be doing the old ways for this Sunday. And the topic's going to be about teaching the young about, how do you teach your skills to another person, because that's ultimately about what old ways is, about taking your experience and passing it on to the next generation. And so that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to try to give you some pointers and ways to help you kind of formulate this when you're trying to teach your son, your daughter, your grandkids, or even coworkers or friends, the skills that you possess. Everybody can teach to some degree. Now, of course, you're going to have people that got wealths of knowledge, but they're just not that good a teacher. And then you've got people that can teach, but they don't have much experience. So there's always a pendulum in there. But everybody can share information and everybody can pass on information. That's the important thing. Well, guys, thank you very much for supporting the channel. And there'll be more videos coming out very, very shortly. Till next time, guys, I'm Blackie, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.